Hey there, Jimmy. Thanks so much. Listen, I am at CWC conference in New York City, and only in New York do you find some of the most amazing people and most important and significant people from the legacy market, from the long-term market. I've just met with Eric Canori. He's just put out a book called Pressure. Eric Canori, I might not get all of this correct, but you are the largest high-end dealer of cannabis on the East Coast, I believe. Is that correct?
Yeah, in the early 2000s, I was one of the largest high-end marijuana dealers in the East Coast of the United States. I smuggled well over $300 million worth of high-end weed all along the East Coast I had accounts in every single state between New Orleans and Boston. I had drivers, warehouses. I did it all without a gun. I was a ghost. The government never knew I existed. Actually, my private investigator, who James Patterson wanted to write a book about, he's very connected with the government. He's like, we've never seen anybody get to your level in the game without the government knowing.
Especially with no violence.
Yeah, no violence. But there's bigger players than me, but a lot of them have informants floating around, taking down loads. I was a ghost. They didn't even know my name. I eventually got pops, wrong place, wrong time. They had a GPS unit under one of the trucks that came to one of my properties. They caught me with a couple million cash. Didn't know who I was. I started digging deeper. I got bailed out, getting ready for trial. Rearrested for laundering money to pay my legal fees.
Okay. Let me grab this for one
Yeah.
second.
I apologize.
No. I just want to make sure that we're perfectly all lit up here.
So rearrested. This time thrown in no bail. Sitting in prison, sitting in jail, moved all around. My lawyer says, after a couple years, he comes to me, hey, give them the rest of your money and they'll let you go. They wanted me to work undercover from day one. I couldn't do it. I couldn't live with myself. I was just like, I'll rot away and die.
You're not a switch.
Yeah. So basically, well, it's all in this book. You'll see exactly, I'm not going to get, that's a long story. You'll see exactly what happened. But basically, they came to me and he goes, hey, give them the rest of your money. They'll let you go. I go, how can we get in writing? Like, no, you can't buy your way out of jail, but I trust them.
Okay.
I go in the woods, in shackles, in upstate New York, in the rain, dig up close to $10 million worth of gold bars that I had buried over the years, give it to the federal government. They're surrounding me with AR-15s, 20 agents in the woods, give them the money, give them the gold, and next day I'm out. Yeah.
It's a screenplay, right?
Yeah. It's all in the book. But one thing you need to know is this isn't just a drug story. This is a story about love and acceptance, trying to fit into your tribe. Because listen, I didn't just start selling weed because I want to be a baller. I was in a position where literally I didn't know where I was going to get my next meal or where to sleep as a kid. And it was like I tried selling candy. I made a little money, but not enough to afford the basic needs. So I started selling weed, and I continued selling in college, and I became one of the best. The best because I showed up on time. I always met my customers' expectations. And the story, though, is about trying to fit in. Like, it was tough being a kid and not having the newest sneakers or not having a pretty girl look at me. And I really thought maybe if I had new sneakers or this or that, a girl would notice me. So I figured I needed money to do that. And once I got a taste of the money, the girls came, the friends came. But 90% of them were there for the wrong reason. And I didn't learn that till I was stripped naked in a prison cell, sitting there looking in a scratched up mirror and basically like, this is who I am, this is who I was, this is what I'm doing. Wow. All we really want to do is feel good and be loved and fit in with our tribe. And we're doing a bunch of crazy things, running around like maniacs to be recognized. There's a difference between external validation and internal validation. Most of my self-worth was formed on external validation by others. Like the like button, it took.
I have to tell you, this is not typical drug dealer speak, by the way. This is not the usual conversation.
What do you want me to talk about? You want me to talk about Hell's Angels, bikers smuggling shit at night? You want me to talk about?
I want you to be exactly who you are.
I can tell you. I can tell you stories. I can tell you stories where there's been shootouts, but I never carried a gun. I didn't need a gun because I paid the tab. I didn't do anything wrong, and like money keeps the thing. I was the money guy.
Yeah.
I keep the wheels spinning. So nobody's gonna come after me. But yeah, things happen. Like I sat at always 100 miles from the Canadian border at 2 a.m. as a truck comes over the border, and I unload that truck, make sure it gets safe to the warehouse, and then I go back to my girl and say, "Hi, baby."
I tell you, man, I got to tell you, If your book is anywhere as interesting and unique and as exciting as you are, I got to tell you, anyone who out there has got to get a hold of this book, Pressure. And any agents out there, you better be looking at this as a screenplay, because this is the real deal, the real story from the real guy. And this is an unbelievable story, and you have got an unbelievable point of view and perspective and a way that you tell your story, completely unique. I'm going to wish you all the best of luck, but I don't think I have to. I think you're going to handle it yourself.
I appreciate that, Chris.
Fantastic.
I'm grateful that you took the time to interview me.
Absolutely. Really great to meet you, and I'm so glad to have you on the show. I'm going to throw it back to you, Jimmy. There you go.